This is an excerpt from Chapter 1 of the book, Netaji, Azad Hind Sarkar and Fauj. Removing Smoke Screens. 1942 to 1947 by Professor Kapil Kumar, which was released in 2022. The facts in this book are fantastic and truly researched. This excerpt tells of the close role of Subash Chandra Bose with Rabindranath Tagore and also of Tagore's own role beyond that of a poet and educator as a powerful Indian nationalist freedom fighter. Both Subhash Chandra Bose and Tagore had ties with Swami Vivekananda, another Bengali leader, who was as astounding spiritual leader and the devotee of yet another incredible Bengali leader, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Sri Aurobindo was another of this circle, and despite the varying generations, the association and influence of these giants of Hindu India wove themselves into shaping them all as heroes to free India both politically from the British and spiritually from foreign influence. These interconnected relations will be shared in separate channel chapters. For today, our focus will be on a glimpse of the tie between Netaji and Tagore and also how Gurudev Tagore was far more than the passive poet that he has been characterized as today. Formation of Azad Hind Fauj, the Indian National Army, and the Indian Independence League. The hour of India's salvation is at hand. India will now rise and break the chains of servitude that have bound her so long. Through India's liberation will Asia and the world move forward towards the larger goal of human emancipation. This is a quote by Subhash Chandra Bose himself on 19 February 1941. The AHF or the Indian National Army's formation to liberate India from Britain's slavery through armed struggle was not a single-day affair or the work of any single individual. Quite a few Indian revolutionaries had earlier to attempted to fight the British through the Indians in the British Indian Army, remembering the struggle of 1857. And Sarvakar, on 1857 referring to it as the First War of Independence, had a deep impact on revolutionaries. The Gadar Party revolutionaries, abroad and in India, were the first to attempt this from 1912 onwards. Rash Bihari Bose had toured the cantonments in Punjab, establishing contact with Indian soldiers. However, the plan was leaked through some traitors, and what followed was the Lahore conspiracy case with many revolutionaries being executed or transported for life. Rash Bihari Bose could not be arrested, and he reached Japan traveling in disguise as P.N. Bose as the secretary of Rabindranath Tagore. In February 1915, the 5th Light Infantry of the British Indian Army revolted in Singapore for almost 7 days and took control of the city. After taking back the city, the British court-martialed 205 soldiers, out of which 47 were executed by the firing squad witnessed by about 15,000 people. 64 soldiers were transported for life, and imprisonments were given for 73 soldiers for 7 to 20 years. This was the first major uprising by soldiers under the planning of Gadhar revolutionaries after 1857. During this period, many Gadharites had fled from America and settled in Southeast Asian countries. The Hindu conspiracy case in America in 1917 demonstrated the links of revolutionaries with Rabindranath Tagore. The United States Police mentioned that this poet is very dangerous after decoding the Gadhar secret codes. According to their report, he was given $10,000 in America, which he gave to the Japanese Prime Minister to be distributed among the Indian revolutionaries in Southeast Asia countries. One must take note here that the Indian Independence League was formed in all these countries. It cannot be taken as a coincidence that Tagore had travelled to most of these countries and met the many Indian revolutionaries there, including Rash Bihari Bose. Tagore and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose too were also very close, and Bose sought advice of Gurudev on vital political issues. When Bose had disappeared from Calcutta House, Gurudev wired to Sharad Bose asking about Subhash. Sharad replied, "May Subash receive your blessings wherever he may be." However, on Gandhi's query, Sharad's answer was, "Circumstances indicate renunciation." Here ends the short excerpt from Professor Kapil Kumar's book. It is worth reading to learn more details on lives of great men and women who died for his or her own country. Thanks to Savitri Maharaj Roundial for the retelling of this excerpt, and to Professor Kumar for his landmark book on this topic.